is a Hoover Junior Dirtsearcher U1016, a fairly rare iteration of what, oh yeah, the bag's not connected either, a fairly rare iteration of a fairly common design really, the U1346A in blue being the example that we all know and love, but this one is brown, which means it is special. We're going to have a look, see what's wrong with it, see if we can fire some life into it and give it a go and generally have a look at what we have here. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Let's take the bag off because yeah, it doesn't fit properly. There's some stuff inside of it, and I don't want it to snap the bag holder at the top because that would just be annoying. We'll fit the bag on later. Yes, here is a particularly rare Hoover Junior from Mr. Ritchie. We have a couple of these now. Yes, have our fairly standard looking lens cover, but yeah, on top of a brown Hoover headlight lens, which is amazing really, considering that with that off, if you put a blue bag and a blue lens on this, the only way you'd know is from the word U1016 there, look, from April 1976 as well. Little bit faded, isn't it, as you can tell, but I think we can fix that. There's also no cable, which could be quite telling. In fact, we can check that now. Ooh, that doesn't sound great. It's not moving backwards and forwards or up and down. I think it's just very old. I'm not sure. We'll work that out. I'm going to put this up there because, yeah, this bit is the fantastically rare, but this is just a brown Hoover Junior bag. Probably replace that with a little bit of grumbling, not too bad. But yeah, this is quite unobtainium. I'm going to put that up on the table there, out of the way. Yes, let's have a look at the bag because there is a fairly good reason why it's not sitting up, and part of that is because it has a flex in it that I can fit to this. That's cool. Yeah, there is a bag in it. It's not particularly dirty either, actually. The outer bag itself, just a quick wash will sort that out. That's, you know, been used, but always with a bag. And yeah, we've seen what these are like when they've been used without a bag, and it is not pretty. I don't think it's fitted quite right as well. I don't know, actually, no, it is, because it only goes on one way, doesn't it? Who knows? I think it'll all sort itself out in the wash. We'll have to go at that in a minute. But yeah, the first thing that we should probably do is have a look under here and see if the cable's been cut for any particular reason, and then have a general look around underneath. Well, the first thing we'll notice is that this is a painted brush roll. They're all painted brush rolls, actually. That's a silly way of describing it. It's painted white, which they were. These did come after a spell with brush rolls like this, and I've had a few and they've always not survived washing. I just painted them black, but that one I think will. This one, no, the paint doesn't fly off with the rinse, and I do let it happen if it happens, because crikey, if it can't survive that, there's something wrong with it and it needs to be sorted. So yeah, it should survive that, and it should scrub up quite well. The brushes are really nice in it too, which is lovely. So we'll take off the screws and the little lock washers. They're always missing, they are. They're not terribly important either. I've left them missing before many times. But yeah, if you've got them, it also means that nobody's been in here before. Or if they have, they've done a very good job of it, which is to be commended. Right, pop that there. Ew. Oh, it's a good job we didn't plug it straight in, isn't it? Because, crikey, vast bits of it are just unplugged. So that was... Always check your vacuums. Yeah, look, this has had the suppressor hastily removed, which is, yeah, look, yeah. Here's, oh blimey, look, here's the There's nothing living in here. There's the suppressor clips. We're also missing a cord grommet, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but yeah, looks like this thing blew its suppressor and was obviously cobbled back together. I don't know, part of me thinks that the motor is running a little bit smoother as well, so just maybe we should connect these two together. In fact, what I'm probably going to end up doing is we'll clean all of this up. Then once it's all vacuumed out a bit, we can remove the little remains of there. I think this is probably like the start of a project, because nothing else has been touched. Everything else is literally original. In fact, it's so original that unfortunately we have to undo these two little screw terminals here. There's one where we can see that the original Hoover crimps on the end of the original Hoover wire are still there, present and correct, but sadly no good to anybody nowadays because the cable got cut short, which is a bit of a shame. Although, looking at the angled cut of the bit of random cable that was, I know it is completely different actually. I thought they were roughly the same, but no, they're not. Okay, so yeah. Oh, bye-bye, original Hoover cable. Hello, goodness knows what. But equally, still just, a white flex, which is going to do what we need to do. So I'm going to get that poking into there a bit more succinctly. Then we can cut off on one side. We'll cut this side off, actually, because the insulation crimps on the other side will help. And we can pull the wires back a little bit, just enough to stick a small male spade onto the end. This is a temporary way of doing it, because the problem is I always solder mine. As you know, I create a little mini loom, but you can't do that until you've had the motor apart, so I don't want to do it in a way that is gonna, I don't want to solder twice, so we'll just push the wires together, and we can do the same with the other side by just cutting off its crimp, pulling the wire back, twisting it, and this is how you remove a suppressor. It can be as simple as this on this particular style, where the wires go in at either end. Let's just join the colours together. Neutral to neutral, live to live. Live goes through the switch. Little crimp. Push that together and hikey. I mean, should have put it under the wire rather than over the top, but that's good enough. In fact, it'd probably be okay. Just laid there anyway. So there is that, and we can put this back on now and do the screws up, put the belt on. Oh crikey, yeah, I've got to fit a plug to this stupid cable, and then we'll give it a turn on and see if it was just a suppressor that had blown. Putting the belt on, and look, we have a genuine Hoover belt, which means that it might last a couple of seconds longer than the generic cheapy ones that you so often get nowadays. Put that in, push that down, put the belt on. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Who knows? It'll probably pop off anyway. Where was? Oh yes, plug. Sorry. After putting that back together, I'm fairly convinced that this is the wrong bag for the machine because it is too short. Do for now though. So we'll plug it in and we'll see what happens. Nothing's gone bang yet. Oh, well, it ran, although badly. There's no bulb in this, so that will be why that is. Let's take the belt off and we'll see if it runs a bit better. I don't think it's burnt out, I think it's just not run well. Not happy, but yeah, I can't smell burning. I think it just needs bearings really, which is not too bad if I, yeah, that's, oh, it's not happy at all, but I don't think we're going to be vacuuming with it today. But yeah, it's done, it's here it is. Bag, yeah, I mean look, it's on now, and I took it up a little bit. I can only get it to there before it just pulls the whole cleaner up, and yeah, that is a too small bag. I mean, it'll look okay when it's standing up, and I'm going to be very sympathetic and extend, that will take you off now before it rips that part off the bag, we'll extend that bit there, because yeah, look, you can tell, and these had the higher cord hook. It's what makes the U1012, the orange one, that is of this generation. It's such a pain, because yeah, the handle and the bag are completely different, so you've either got to swap both of the pair, which we could, I suppose. I could find some shorter handles, but that defeats the whole point, and I think the bottom's different. Or we can just leave it well alone, and I'll just put a little cable tie or something on there. So, there we go, one nice Hoover project, bit rare, should clean up okay. We'll see what lies underneath all this filth in the after video, and hopefully also during the after video I can show you it running a lot nicer than it does now. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I, and this, will see you soon. Bye bye.